The Galactic Assembly had never witnessed such chaos. Ambassador. Vexithara of the crystalline hegemony watched in horror as the void Leviathan, a creature of pure nightmare that had somehow materialized in the center of the Great Hall, unleashed another bone-rattling roar. The beast stood 12 feet tall, its obsidian hide rippling with dark energy, 6 eyes burning like dying stars, and tendrils of shadow writhing from its massive form. Representatives from across the galaxy cowered behind their protective barriers. The Zephyrian delegates had already activated their emergency teleportation protocols, vanishing in flashes of blue light. The proud Kethran warriors, beings who had conquered 3 star systems, trembled behind their energy shields. Even the ancient ethereal minds, consciousness beings older than most civilizations, had retreated into their protective crystalline shells. The creature had appeared during the most crucial vote in galactic history, whether to grant humanity full membership in the Assembly. For 3 cycles, the debate had raged. Many species viewed humans as primitive upstarts, barely 1,000 years into their spacefaring age. Others feared their unpredictable nature and rapid technological advancement. Now, as the Leviathan's roar shattered the quantum glass windows of the Great Hall, it seemed the vote would never happen at all. "Security protocols are failing," shouted Commander Zixtal, his forearms working frantically at his console. "The creature's energy signature is scrambling our systems." The beast turned its terrible gaze toward the human delegation section. Ambassador Sarah Chen sat calmly in her chair, her small frame dwarfed by the towering representatives around her. Her 2 companions, Dr. Marcus Webb and Lieutenant Commander Torres, had their hands on their weapons, but Chen simply watched the creature with curious eyes. Ambassador Chen called High Counselor Morden from his elevated platform. "Your delegation must evacuate immediately." The human woman didn't move. Instead, she stood slowly, her movement drawing the Leviathan's attention. All 6 of its burning eyes focused on her, and its roar subsided to a low, threatening growl. "Fascinating," Chen said, her voice carrying clearly across the silent hall. "A void Leviathan. I've read about your species in the ancient archives of the precursor worlds." The creature's head tilted slightly, as if surprised to hear its species name spoken. Vexithara's crystalline form pulsed with confusion. "The human speaks to it? Has she lost her mind?" But Chen continued, taking a step closer to the beast. "You're not supposed to exist in this dimension, are you? Something pulled you here, something you didn't choose." The Leviathan's growl deepened, but it made no move to attack. "The humans have no telepathic abilities," whispered the ethereal mind Zashun, its voice echoing in the minds of nearby delegates. "How does she communicate with it?" Chen took another step forward. "The pain must be incredible. Your kind exists in the spaces between realities, feeding on quantum fluctuations. Being forced into our dimension, it's like being turned inside out, isn't it?" The creature's massive head lowered slightly, and for the first time since its arrival, its roar became something else, a sound of anguish rather than rage. Dr. Webb leaned forward in his seat. "Sarah, what are you doing?" "What humans do best," she replied without turning around. "We adapt. We understand. We connect." The Leviathan took a step toward her, its shadow tendrils reaching out. Several delegates screamed, certain they were about to witness the human's death, but the tendrils stopped just short of Chen, quivering in the air. "You were summoned here, weren't you?" Chen's voice dropped to barely above a whisper, yet somehow everyone in the hall could hear her. "Someone used forbidden precursor technology to rip you from your home dimension. But they lost control, didn't they? Left you trapped in agony, lashing out at anything nearby." The creature's 6 eyes began to dim, the burning intensity fading to a soft glow. "I can help you," Chen said, extending her hand toward the beast. "We can help you. Humans may not have telepathic powers or energy manipulation like the other species, but we have something else. We have empathy. We have the ability to understand pain and the determination to heal it." She reached into her jacket and pulled out a small device, no larger than her palm. "This is a dimensional harmonizer, human technology, based on theories we developed after studying precursor ruins. It can stabilize your quantum signature, allow you to exist peacefully in our dimension until we can find a way to send you home." The Leviathan's massive form began to tremble. Its roar had completely disappeared, replaced by something that sounded almost like weeping. But I need you to trust me, Chen whispered, stepping close enough to touch the creature's obsidian hide. Can you do that? The beast slowly, carefully lowered its great head until it nearly touched the floor. The gesture was unmistakable, submission but not out of fear. Out of hope. Chen activated the device. A soft blue glow enveloped the Leviathan and its form began to stabilize. The writhing shadow tendril settled. The burning eyes became gentle and the air of malevolence that had filled the hall dissipated like morning mist. The creature looked up at Chen with something resembling gratitude, then began to fade as the device worked its magic, gently transitioning the beast back toward its home dimension. As the last traces of the Leviathan disappeared, the hall erupted in stunned murmurs. Ambassador Chen calmly returned to her seat, tucking the device back into her jacket. High Counselor Morden stared at her in amazement. How did you know what to do? Chen shrugged. Because we've all been lost before. We've all been in pain, lashing out because we couldn't find our way home. Sometimes all anyone needs is for someone else to understand and to care enough to help. The vote, when it finally came, was unanimous. Humanity was welcomed into the Galactic Assembly not because of their technology, their military might, or their economic power, but because they had demonstrated something far rarer in the galaxy: the wisdom to see past fear to the pain beneath, and the courage to respond with compassion rather than violence. As the session concluded, Vexithara approached the human delegation. Your species continues to surprise us, Ambassador Chen. Sarah smiled. We're just getting started.